Hello everyone, my name is Sarafi and I'm happy to meet you all. The maintenance has ended and the skill changes have been announced, which is surprising. I actually, right before I went to sleep, the maintenance started and Icy Gamer went live and said, hey, is there going to be skill changes after this maintenance? And I joined his chat long enough to type, no, there will be no skill changes, that's cope. And then I went to bed. So I eat crow. All my predictions are wrong. I expect Konami to follow a pattern of behavior, and I observe how Konami behaves, and then I make predictions based on how they do things in the past. And they keep changing things, so shame on me for expecting Konami to be consistent or follow any sort of logic. Regardless, it's good that we're getting skill changes. Let's take a look at them. The date of the skill changes will be March 25th at the very latest. It's going to be available March 18th to March 21st, so we'll just see when the skill goes live. They haven't told us a specific date. Alright. Elsworm Union is getting better. So Elsworm Union, the skill function is exactly the same, but the skill before required you to have 10 or more Elsworm monsters in your deck when you started the duel. So now you don't need to. That's fine. That's a cool little buff so that you could play only 9 or so monsters and then run a little bit more back row. I don't know, maybe you want to run like 7 or 8. You do have to send a monster from your hand and one from your deck to the graveyard to draw a monster from your deck. So you do still want like a good number of monsters, but you can be a little bit more flexible with how many monsters you're playing. They also unlimited Ophion, in case you forgot. So I'm hoping that this is a sign that they're going to go ahead and give us a pickup box. If they do, I will absolutely play it. I will 100% play Elsworms and make a deck guide on them for you guys, because I want to play the deck. It looks like a lot of fun, but it's just ridiculously expensive right now because they're all in different boxes. So make a pickup box, Konami. I will advertise your deck for you. Next up, we have Tachyon Dragon Domination. This skill got destroyed. So previously, Tachyon Dragon Domination restricted your deck building. It said that you could only play level 4s, level 8 light and dark dragon monsters with certain attack points, and level 1s. So you could play, DD Crow and Effect Veiler, and then you could play the Tachyon monsters. Now, it restricts you to normal or special summoning monsters with a level that are those types of monsters. So that means that you can't play Ice Dragon's Prison unless you special summon specifically Xyz monsters or Link monsters. This is, in my opinion, an inelegant way to solve this problem. I think they should have said, you can't special summon monsters except level 4s, level 8s, and then monsters from the extra deck, so that you couldn't revive from the graveyard. I understand they want you to be able to revive Cypher Dragon if you make Cypher Blade Dragon, but that's not a Tachyon monster, so who cares? The fact that we can play Cypher into Cypher Blade is weird. We shouldn't be able to do that. So they should have just said, you could only special summon monsters from the extra deck. That way, the Cypher Blade level up was removed, as well as Ice Dragon's Prison entirely. I still don't think people are going to play Ice Dragon's Prison between Limit 3 and now you not being able to summon any main deck monsters, so this is probably good enough. We'll see. The second effect allows you to draw a level 4 or level 8 light dragon monster from your deck to your hand, so it has removed the ability to set a level 8 from your hand to the field. That is a huge nerf. So that means that you are not able to easily set up Parsec, the Interstellar Dragon, anymore. A lot of people weren't doing that to begin with, but it was a nice benefit. And then, of course, it makes it a lot harder for you to make a 3 material rank 8, which was basically just Coach King Giant Trainer. So I guess they're really going out of their way to make sure, even though they've already put the limits in place on Galactic Spiral and Tachyon Dragon Domination, they're doing their best to make sure that people do not continue to play Giant Trainer and Ice Dragon's Prison, which is fair. I can appreciate that. The deck is still going to be nerfed regardless of whether you make Giant Trainer or not. Not being able to set a level 8 gives your opponent a lot more choke points to try and punish you, even if you are just going into Nebula. It's still going to make it so that you don't have a free body on the board to bounce for the skill. So, there we go. Next, we have the other effect, which returns a face-up dragon-type monster from your field to your hand. That means that you can't use opponents' monsters anymore, unless they're also dragons, which is really nice. And then you set Tachyon Transmigration from your deck, or rank up Magic Variance Force. That means that you know where Tachyon Transmigration is, and you can just go ahead and pop it. So, that's a really good change. This will make the deck significantly worse. I think the deck will be not even tier 3 anymore. Like, these changes really hurt the deck. I think the deck is going to be a solid road deck moving forward. But we do have to wait for the rest of the month before this changes happen. So we are still in one full month, basically, of tier 0. Next up, we have the Shiranui style successor skill. This skill has been changed so that if you use the skill, you draw a Shiranui monster instead of a Shiranui card. This means that you can't draw Ghost Meets Girl or Shiranui Samsara. A lot of people were drawing Squire with the skill, but it did mean that if you opened Squire that you could get Samsara instead. So this will change the deck to make you run 3 copies of Samsara instead of 1 copy of Samsara, which will make the deck brick more. Is that good? Yes. It's a nice change, but I don't like it when they just make it so that the solution into nerfing the deck is to make it brick more. I guess this does mean that you will see Samsara a lot less, but I still feel like it was a good thing that Shiranui only had to run 1 copy of Samsara, so they didn't brick on it. I'm not a fan of this change. I don't want Shiranui to be this powerful, but again, I just don't like it when they intentionally make deck building worse for the player. So, you know, for the people who hate Shiranui, here you go. Alright, and that's it. So let me know in the comments what you guys think. I think that this is going to make the meta a lot more balanced in April. Thank you for watching. My name is Sarafi, and I was thrilled to have all of you with me.